Okay, last day we started pipeline, I hope, for this batch. And we have just started the initial discussion that why this pipeline is required, or how you can break one complete work into some module, into some segment, and depending on different time unit, how you can just uh, make the part of the segment working at the same time, all these things, right? So we just took this example last day. I hope you remember. Still, I am again taking the same example. So first, let me just write it. And we took this example that if you are taking this thing like AI multiplied by BI plus CI, where your I is equals to 1 to 7, right? So it is not TCI, it is just look like TCI. Let me write it properly. Okay, so this work you can think about in a pipeline format. And what we did actually, now we first make a segment, some segments. In first segment, what we did, in first segment, we were trying to store the A and B value into two registers, right? So you can write it like, you can write it in this format, or you can write it in the reverse format also. Reverse is better, I can like. So you can write like A1 into R1, B1 into R2. So my screen is properly visible, I hope, because on the last batch there was some problem. If any problem, then you just tell me, I will again reshare. And if no problem, then let it go, no problem. So R1 and R2 has been stored, this A1 and B1. Then what will be done? Then it will be multiplied, right? Because the first task has been given here is the multiplication. So that means you will take here one multiplier. Right? So put R1 into the multiplier, R2 into the multiplier. So it will give you the multiplication result. So multiplication result will need to be stored into some another register. Say it is R3. Parallelly, these C values need to be stored into some other register. So you can write like C1 will be stored into R4. Now what you will do? Now you have to perform this addition basically. So that means this R3 and R4 will be passed into one adder, and this result will be stored in R5 finally. Okay, so this is the whole task. Now if you just try to break it into some segment, that means not all the task will be done in the same time. Rather, you will create some segment to do some work at a time, right? So that means this work as a first segment task, this work as a second segment task, and this work as a third segment task. So if you just break it the whole unit of work into this type of segments, then you can say that yes, at a time you can work on any one particular segment. At the next time you can work on the next particular segment. Like this you can continue. Okay, so this is the first consideration. What's the next consideration? Next consideration is you are doing all these things for AI, BI, CI. So I will be varying from some numbers. So according to our example, I is varying from 1 to 7. That means how many eyes are there? 7 number of eyes are there. That means how many A is there, 7 number of A is there. How many B's is there? 7 number of B's is there. How many C's is there? 7 number of C's is there. So if anyone is asking you how many times you will perform the multiplication, what will be your result? 7 times you need to perform the multiplication. How many times you need to perform the addition? What should be the answer? 7 times you will perform the addition. How many times you will store the result for the user? 7 times you will store the result for the user. So overall, how many tasks you are doing? 7 tasks you are doing basically for every work. So that means you can write your task number as 7, your segment number as 3, right? So keep these two data intact. We will use this data very soon for some numerical problem. Now, previous day also we tried to show this type of table that if you are using a clock pulse here, if you are using your segment 1 here, if you are using your segment 2 here, and if you are using your segment 3 here, so for every clock pulse, how the data will be held by these registers. Say first clock pulse you have given. What will be done here? R1 will hold A1, R2 will hold B1. Segment 2 and segment 3 will not do anything because segment 3 task is R3. R3 is dependent on the multiplication result of A and B. So right now your R1 and R2 just holding the result, right? So that means segment 2 will not do anything, segment 3 will not do anything. Second clock pulse. This A1 and B1 was holding my R1 and R2, so they will be multiplied now. So that means your R3 will hold the multiplication result of A1 and B1, and your R4 will hold C1. R5 will not do anything. Previously, if you think that your R1 and R2 was holding A1 and B1. So right now they have transferred their values into R3. So right now R1 and R2 free. I hope you understand. So that means R1 will hold now A2, R2 will hold now B2. Okay. So now if you think about the third pulse, A3, B3. So here it will do performance like A2 multiplied by B2, then C2. And what will be done here? Here the final addition will be done. That means here you can write A1 multiplied by B1 plus C1. So I am just writing all the tasks here one after another into different segment which is being distributed. So if you are not getting any of the writing properly, you can just stop me and you can ask me. So 3 clock pulses are required here. You can see 3 clock pulses are here required to complete one task properly. One task means I am saying A1 multiplied by B1 plus C1. The whole result when you are getting that is being termed as one complete task has been done. So 3 pulses are required basically to complete one task. Now if you go further, 4th pulse, 5th pulse, 6th pulse. So here also you will take the other data like A3, B3. The next data will be here A4, B4. So here it will be A3 multiplied by B3. Here it will be A2 multiplied by B2. So in the 5th pulse, it will be A5, B5. In the 5th pulse, it will be A4, B4. In the 5th pulse, it will be A3 multiplied by B3 plus C3. So I hope you can understand that whenever you will target to complete all the 7 tasks properly, some variation of the clock pulse number you will observe, because it will not only 7 clock pulse to complete the whole task, it will require more than 7 clock pulses. So can anyone make a wild guess that how many clock pulses will be required to complete all the 7 tasks properly? Any guess? The question is, you have to identify how many total clock pulses will be required to complete all the 7 tasks. All the 7 tasks means the final result you will have as A7 multiplied by B7 plus C7. How many clock pulses will be required? So here how many clock pulses has been used? 6. And how many tasks we have completed? We have completed up to this A6 B6, and here it is A5 multiplied by B5 comma C5, and here it is A4 multiplied by B4 plus C4. So this is the whole task till now we have completed. Still how many unit you need to do? Any guesswork? Anyone? Any guesswork? Tell me what you are thinking. Just 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, any kind of number you can talk about.
The 6.
6 has been done till now. How many more? How more is required? Just think how many more is required. Till now we have completed up to 6. So 6 task has been complete, has not been completed, has been started. But I values were? I values were how many? 7, right? So we have to start 7 tasks. We have to complete 7 tasks. Now tell me. So on the 7th pulse, you will take A7, B7. On the 7th pulse, the second segment will do A6, B6, comma C6. On the 7th pulse, segment 3 will do A5, B5 plus C5. So on the 8th pulse, what will be there? 7 data has been stored properly. So you don't need to take any other data because you need to do only 7 tasks. So 7 data has been taken in R1 and R2. Now in the second segment, we'll complete the storing of the multiplication result and C data. So that means on the 8th pulse, it will be like this. On the 8th pulse, it will be like A6, B6 plus C6. And on the 9th pulse, it will be 7 data also has been stored here. So only one step is pending. So is it possible now to judge how many total clock pulses are required? Who are saying 6? Now just check how many pulses are required. You are just taking up to that zone. Okay, that was 4 pulses was completed at that time. So now 3 more task has been completed. So now you have all the values of A7, B7 and C7 in your hand. So you can say yes, I have completed all of my 7 tasks properly. So how many pulses are required? It is 9. Okay. Now, previously, we just checked that our task number was 7, right? Because you were varying your I equals to 1 to 7, and you have to take 7 numbers of A, 7 numbers of B, 7 numbers of C. You have to take 7 numbers of addition, 7 number of multiplication. All these things were done. So your task number was 7. Your segment number was 3. So how many pulses you have used? That is actually 7 plus 3 minus 1 is equals to 9. You can see 9 pulses you have used. So that means that is a very basic pipeline concept theory, that if you are using a synchronized pipeline, that means clock pulse is equal on every task. If your task number is n, if your segment number is k, then your total time unit will be required as t is equals to n plus k minus 1. You can mark it 15th. We have the next quiz scheduled on 15th of November, coming week. Pipeline is one of the section which will be covered in that particular quiz. So from pipeline question also will be given, from cache memory questions also will be given. So in pipeline, if you think, that is one of the most important concept need to be covered. T is equals to n plus k minus 1. That is actually the measurement of your total time period of your pipeline unit. But keep in mind here, all the time gaps or all the clock pulses are equal, right? So that means if you are taking the clock pulses like this, then only you can say that yes, it is like this. These are equal clock pulses. Durations are equal. So if the clock pulse duration are not equal, then you cannot apply this formula. So keep in mind, if in question we have marked that you are using synchronized clock, then only you can use this formula. But if it has been marked that the clock pulse is not synchronized or asynchronized clock pulse, then you cannot use this formula. Okay. So any discussion? On this? Any kind of this discussion on this? I will just wait for 30 seconds to 1 minute. Usually I say that I will wait for 2-3 minutes, but it is not possible to wait for 2-3 minutes. We can wait 30 seconds to 1 minute. You can just check that how all the tasks are being completed, how all the 9 pulses are being used. If this writing is quite problematic in this presentation, you can also have a look on this writing. This was the handwritten study mate, which I will share with you. Same clock pulse number has been given, same segment number has been given, segment 1, segment 2, segment 3. Different unit of task is being completed in different time. So what is the total clock pulse number? You can see it is 9. What was our segment number? It was 3. What was our task number?
7.
G. Bolo.
7, sir.
Screen is not visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
No, actually, maybe in the previous class, the same problem was there. Suddenly it freezed.
Yes, sir, it's freezed right now. Your
Freeze,
like video is freezed completely.
Okay. I'll just let me reshare it again. Last class the same thing was happened, and when I suddenly tried to reshare it, I was logged out from the system. Share button is not working. Camera is not working.
Sir, close Teams app and reopen.
Which should be closed?
Teams app, sir. And rejoin again.
Teams को क्लोज भी नहीं करने दे रहा है.
फोर्स क्विट कर देना सर.
Is it visible now again?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, when I was discussing this part, how much last you just looked, this calculation of time period was discussed?
Yes, sir. It was visible. Yes, sir.
Okay, so that means we were discussing this calculation of total clock pulses when your segment number and task number has been provided, right? And I talked that later that you can see this whole diagram or
Yes,
whole
sir.
table, or if it is not properly visible, then you can also check this thing. Here it is very much clear that when you are trying to complete all the 7 tasks, which is varying from A1 to A7, B1 to B7, and C1 to C7, then you need total 9 number of clock pulses to complete this within 3 segments. Now you can easily ask me that is it final or mandatory that always you have to use 3 segments? No, absolutely not. How many segments you will create, depending on that your clock pulse number will be increased or decreased, right? Because if you just increase one more segment here, so that means one more segment will be work parallelly, and at that time your clock pulse number will be increased. It is quite simple. Okay, so that is the point. It is not any hard and fast rule that you have to use that much amount of segment always. So this whole task also can be completed within 4 segment, 5 segment, as you wish. Usually later you will see that when you are doing any segment or any pipeline work, usually in one segment, one task is performed. So just like say that when you are taking this segment 2 and you are performing multiplication, so parallel in one segment, you will not do one multiplication and one addition at the same time. Just like here you also can see that here we are multiplying in the segment 2. And in segment 3, we are multiplying and adding. So that means both the addition and multiplication is not being done in the same time. Right? Because here the multiplication result already you have. And that result is being added with C1. Like this, it will be continued. Okay. So that was the discussion that how you will calculate your time period. And one more point was discussed that if your total pulses or if your clock pulses are synchronized, that means equal clock pulse you have, then only you can apply this thing. So what is the equal clock pulse? We just have this example that if your clock pulses are just like this equal duration, then you can claim that you can use this formula, no problem. But if it is synchronized or asymmetric, I can say, then it will be not be acceptable. Okay, so now you can take any number of tasks, any number of segment, and you may be trying to calculate the what I can say, you can try to calculate the total pulse number. It can be easily done using the formula k plus n minus 1. Okay, so now the next thing, when we will go till the time of pipeline has been started, what the thing just we have observed? We have observed that sometime we are using the term like task. We have observed sometime we are using the term as segment, right? All this thing. So here, some very much important part of pipeline you also need to know, that is the space-time diagram. So what will be here in this space-time diagram? So here we will keep the segments in one way, we will keep the total pulse in another way, and we will give the task into those boxes, and we will check that how many boxes will be required or not. Just like here, what has been completed in a tabular format, or you can say in a just like column wise representation. So that type of thing will be represented in some other way. What is that format? Let me first create some sections. Okay, how? Let me write that in this direction, in this horizontal direction, we will keep the clock pulses. So what are the clock pulses? Say first clock pulse, second clock pulse, third clock pulse, fourth clock pulse. You can just write it according to your requirement. So as I will again take the same example where we previously, we will use the clock pulse numbers like this. Now you will keep your segments vertically, right? So how many segments we used till now? It was 3 segments. So you can write first segment, second segment, third segment, right? Now, if you consider that this A1, B1 task is T1, this A1, B1, C1 task is T2, or like this, it will be continued. Then you can say on the first segment and on the first clock pulse, you have completed your first task. Right? So what was the first task? First task was storing the values of R1, A1 and B1 into R1 and R2. So that means this was the task of first segment. You have completed the first task here. Right? Next task, what you will complete? You will go to the second pulse when, or second segment when, then on the second segment, second pulse, you will try to complete this section. That means in the second segment, what you will do? In the second segment, you will put the result of A and B into the multiplier. Multiplication will give you the multiplication result, and parallelly you will store into R4 the C3 or C1. That task has been completed on the second segment and second pulse. So if you consider the first segment was doing which task at that time? It was doing the second task, or it was starting the second task. So if I again go to the previous example, how you can say these A1, B1, A1 multiply by B1, C1, and finally A1 into B1 plus C1. This whole is actually your first task. I hope you agree. We were saying that our I is varying from 1 to 7. So for I1, you have one task. For I2, you have one task. So if you just think the whole about whole task, so the task was starting by storing the A1 and B1 into R1 and R2. then it was continuing into R3 and R4, and finally it has been completed into R5. So that means your task 1 is being completed on segment 3 after some time. So you can say first pulse, first segment, your task 1 has been completed. Second segment, second section of your task has been continued, and on the third segment, third pulse, your task 1 has been completed. Again, you can match it from here. Third segment and third pulse. This whole thing. I hope you can visualize the thing. Right? So at the same time, when in the second segment, second pulse, the task 1 is continued, at the same time, your first segment will start task 2. So then it will go like this. Third pulse, fourth task, fifth task, sixth task, seventh task. So here also it will be continued like this way. T3, T4, T5, T6, T7. Again it will be like this: T3, T4, T5, T6, T7. Which is the required pulse number? 9. That means on 9th pulse, your task is being completed. So that representation is being termed as space-time diagram. That is also one very important concept, because later when we will introduce the pipeline hazard and all the other discussion, then this space-time diagram will be too much helpful for us. Okay. So any confusion you are facing? That I hope that different problems should be there. Maybe you are thinking that which one is task, which one is segment, right? Maybe you are thinking that when I am multiplying A1, B1, and when I am taking the C1, then again when I am taking A1, B1 into register R3 and C1 into register R4, and I am just adding them, then is it changing the task or it is changing the segment? So this type of different confusions can be in your mind. So if it's shareable, the confusion whichever in your mind, you can share it, and if not, then I can also repeat it again. So as I several times I am saying that when you are just starting for the first one number, that means when I equals to 1, then you are starting from the storing into R1 and R2, A1 and B1 value, and when only you can complete all the thing. That means you have multiplied A1 and B1, you have stored A1 and B1 into some register, you have stored the result of what I can say. You have taken the result A1, B1 and you have stored into register R3. You have taken register C1 into register R4. Then you have completed the addition also. Then only you can claim that yes, all of my component of task 1 has been completed. So if you look for one task, that means task 1 need 3 clock pulses to be completed properly. Later also you can, it has been seen, right, that 3 pulses are being required. Okay, so similarly, I equals to 2, all the steps will be completed, then you can claim yes, your task 2 has been completed. So that means this one is your task 1. So that means if you go with this type of section representation, this whole was your task 2, this whole was your task 3. So like this it was continued. And when you are just representing in a space-time diagram, that means this type of horizontal representation, then you are just continuing in this format. So you know, I'm saying that in different book it is represented in different format, different pattern. In internet source, when you will observe, you can also see that they have represented the segments in the horizontal direction. They have represented the task in vertical direction. So anything you can do, no problem. Only just keep in mind that you have properly managed. Just like for me personally, I can share my view. When I try to write it segment in a horizontal direction and pulse in a vertical direction, usually it is quite complicated for me. Because at that time your representation will be like this. So it is personally complicated to me, but I am not saying that it will be face difficulties for everyone. Someone of you, if may familiar, then you can also do the separate representation like segment in horizontal direction and pulse in vertical direction. That is also acceptable, no problem. Okay, till now, other general considerations like task, segment, space-time diagram, all these things has been discussed. We have also identified that how we can calculate the what I can say, calculate the total time period or total pulses, clock pulses, how many clock pulses will require. So we have just said that yes, this number is k plus n minus 1. Right? Or we have just taken this example, this particular example. That means 3 number of segment and 7 number of task. So we have just added 7 plus 3 minus 1. So 9 is required. So in that way, we have just mentioned that this is the formula. But we have not derived this formula till now, which we should do. Right? We should know that how you can calculate or how you can claim that yes, in a symmetric clock pulses, that means when every clock pulse duration are equal, your time period calculation will be k plus n minus 1, when k is your segment number, n is your task number, and 1 is 1. So we should also check it, that how they are being calculated. Okay, so I will put this calculation for next day. That means next day we will show that how you can calculate this particular formula actually. What I have written here, this t equals to k n plus k minus 1. So today again you can take your time to understand this thing completely crystal clear. Because if a little bit of confusion is there, then it may be creating problems. Next week we will take the next Viva, and in that Viva there will be lots of questions from pipeline also. Okay. So here one thing you can think that when you starting the work, these segments will be idle, this segment will be idle, and this segment also will be idle. Because you are gradually transferring. No? So if anyone is asking you, tell me how many duration was required from the beginning. From the beginning, okay? How many duration was required to complete task T1? What should be the answer? If one more question should be mentioned, if one clock pulse duration is T, one clock pulse duration is T, then how many times were required to complete task T1? What should be the answer? Any guess? Think about from here to here, from here to here. So this zone has one completion time. This one has its own completion time. This one has its own completion time. And I am talking about this T1. So when you are thinking about this T1, how many total times were required to complete this task? Any idea, any guess? You can also say anything, what you are thinking. It is not an evaluation. So anyone with any wild guess? No one is interested to answer this question?
2.
Almost correct. Try a little bit of high. In which sense you are talking about 2? This is one duration and this is one duration, like this, right?
Yes, sir.
You are almost correct, but this is not about the duration. We are talking about pulses, right? So it is one clock pulse, it is one clock pulse, it is one clock pulse. Now tell me how many times will be required? Three clock pulses are required basically. Okay, and one single clock pulse is taking t amount of time. Because here we are not representing the pulse duration. Na? Here we are only writing the pulse number. If you are representing the pulse duration, that should be like this format. Right? So if you are checking the negative way clock pulse, so it will be like this. So say write this way. So now you can say that this whole duration is t. And how many pulses we are thinking about? 3 pulses. So 3 pulses means 1 pulse, 2 pulse, 3 pulse. So total duration will be t plus t plus t. That means 3t. That means about the first task you need 3t amount of time separately. Right? Because this amount to t amount of time, this is t amount of time, this is t amount of time. Understood how 3t is coming. Here you are only writing the pulse number. So if one pulse number is having t duration, then 3 pulses will have 3t duration in that way. Otherwise, your concept was clear because you were thinking the total time from here to here and you are just checking about the duration in between. So in that sense, you are talking about 2, but in reference to calculation, it is 3t. But you are thinking correctly in that range that yes, you are considering the whole time. In that sense, you are correct. So now when you will think later also that this duration, this duration, this duration, then again we will have some other calculation. We will start this thing tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow we have class. Okay, so tomorrow we will have this discussion that how the other durations will be come in action. Okay. So if any further question you have, you can ask or you can leave, no problem.